And we're going to be diving into the cultural phenomenon of Sydney Sweeney's American Eagle ads and how that relates with what I'm seeing as a larger cultural shift here. I found a sociologist named Vertivek, and he described the same thing. So this is an academic sociologist. This is somebody who's, probably not in our camp, but what he is witnessing from a sociological perspective is that he's witnessing a shift from celebrating diversity to what he is calling cultural fatigue with diversity discourse. And what does that do? That has allowed space for ads like American Eagle, like Dunkin Donuts. We're going to watch a commercial with Dunkin Donuts who plays off the same trope of the genetic thing regarding a handsome white male laying out in the sun by the pool. And that this really is now a cultural war. And so, and we see ads, brand themselves in regards to micro niches. We've seen companies brand themselves as woke, and we're seeing some corporations brand themselves as anti-woke. And so within advertisement proper, there's the culture war. And what have we seen? So American Eagle does their ad with Sydney Sweeney. What happens? They explode in sales. All the young white girls need to go get American Eagle jeans. And so was it profitable for American Eagle? Yeah. And when they were challenged on the commercial saying that this is racist, this has Nazi dog whistles, this is reference to white eugenics programs, they said, no, Sydney Sweeney looks great in our jeans and everybody can look good in our jeans. And that's it. And the fact that they doubled down on it is actually a serious cultural phenomenon because it shows that cancel culture is essentially dead and that there is now a new space for the articulation of white identity in America. And I would say that's what's going on. Now, the black girl, we're going to watch videos where black girls are crying over the Sydney Sweeney ad. What is it that is evoking so much emotion? It's the historical trajectory that the progressive left has felt that they've been on for the last 20 years is feeling like it's coming to a screeching halt. And that is because the oppositional force in the culture war is actually in action. And that there truly is an oppositional force now. And so here's the first thing I want to show you is just going over some of the American Eagle Sydney Sweeney ad. And then we'll be looking at some of the reaction to it and what people thought.
My body's composition is determined by my genes. Hey, eyes up here.
Sydney Sweeney has very genes.
So you see, my body's composition is made up by my great genes. Clearly a play on genetics here. Here's a liberal's outrage.
Weird. Like, I will be the friend that's too woke because those Sydney Sweeney American Eagle ads are weird. Like, fascist weird. Like, Nazi propaganda weird. Should we be surprised that a company whose name is literally American Eagle is making fascist propaganda like this? Probably not, but it's still really shocking. Like, a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white woman is talking about her good genes. Like, that is Nazi propaganda. I also am thinking about like all of the young girls who are doing their back to school shopping right now at places like American Eagle who are seeing ads like this. Yikes. Also, American Eagle is mostly a brand that like teenagers to like young adults shop at. And so the fact that like this type of advertising is being used that feels so for the male gaze and so over sexualized.
Well, here's the irony. Like, she's saying that the advertisement was for the male gaze. No doubt it's being sexualized, but the success of the ad campaign has been astronomical. From everything that I read, and we can pull articles up if you want. I thought it would be kind of boring. We're going to mostly look at videos and stuff today, but it's been incredibly successful for young women. And yeah, I do think it's very interesting where, especially the second one, I'll show it to you again here in a second, where she talks about how qualities like hair color and eye color, these are based on the genetics of your parents. And then she talks about my genes are blue. Well, that's a recognition of the genetics behind blue eyes. I have blue eyes. I'm sure a lot of you guys have blue eyes. And so Is it explicitly fascist or eugenics or Nazi? Of course not. All it is really is just a recognition of white identity and white phenotypes. Blue eyes are Nazis. You guys aren't allowed to have blue eyes. What the heck? Here is the second ad. So I showed you the first ad. Here is the second one. You saw a clip of it in that video. But again, I mean, it is explicitly playing on genetics here.
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue.
Sydney Sweeney has bird genes.
So again, whatever you think of Sydney Sweeney or, you know, the advertisement, it's interesting. So here is American Eagle again, playing on the idea of the cancel culture, demanding them to apologize. It says, to whom it may concern, we sincerely apologize for featuring Sydney Sweeney in our recent advertisement. In hindsight, we underestimated the combined impact of her blue eyes, blonde hair, and general hotness. Also, we did not realize how big her boobs would be. Our marketing team has been sent to denim sensitivity training. Thank you for your feedback. Please stop emailing us. So again, like this was a viral thing of a woman, again, an overweight black woman with a shaved head, dyed blonde, flipping off Sydney Sweeney ad that just says Sydney Sweeney has great genes. So this is, again, real outrage about all this stuff. Here is a guy who put together a sort of 16-minute video of counter arguments. And here I'll just play a little bit. We're not going to watch this whole video, but just to play a little bit of it, because it shows you how overt it is in regards to the like no recognition of a traditional white family in corporate America. Like you just hardly ever see that. A white, and I think what was it, the Apple commercial they did for the Super Bowl? So once Trump was going to become president, everybody knows, you know, the commercials during the Super Bowl worth millions and millions of dollars, all this different stuff. Well, Apple did a commercial that was very wholesome. It was about a father being able to be there with his daughter and how, I think it was an iPad or something, they're able to interact and have a good time during the Christmas season. And that was one of the few ads that had a decent looking masculine white man in a family where he's present. Because when you do see white men in ads, very often they're homosexual or they're very effeminate, or they're with a dominant black wife or a Latino wife or even an Asian wife. And almost in all those circumstances, the joke is on how dumb the white guy is. So just check. We're just going to watch a little bit of this video because he's trying to document the prevalence of this within commercials. Again, what the Sydney Sweeney ad is really responding to.
7% of the population, blacks are less than 2%. I wondered if the purpose of diverse advertising was to sell more products or really to indoctrinate, to condition, and signal how progressive they are. Based on small glimpses of culture, one might assume half or more of all relationships involve some sort of race mixing. If a person who had no information about the US or Europe were to see our television, magazine, billboard, and storefront advertisements, he might assume there were virtually zero normal white men anywhere to be found. The combination of white women with black men is hands down the most common mixed-race couple depicted in advertising. That combination will be the focus of this essay. I thought about the probability that 2 of the 3 advertisement couples I saw in the mall that afternoon were there by mere coincidence. Between men and women, white, black, Hispanic, Asian, and other, there are 25 possible combinations of couples. If the diversity in advertising was truly about appealing to the greatest number of customers or potential customers, showing white women with black men at such a high level seems to be a very odd strategy. To focus so much on one combination while ignoring so many others, there simply must be some other goal beyond selling merchandise.
But even here as a African-American man talking about his frustration with it as well.
And look, let's be real about it. And I'm sure you've seen it because everybody I talk to sees this. We cannot turn on the television. You will not turn on the TV. And I don't care if it's a commercial. You can't even go on a bus and see 2 people of the same race together.
Yeah, it's all interracial couples. It's usually like black men, white women they show, or like Asian, white.
Well, I'll tell you, that's the perspective that most white people here. But you want me to tell you what's
Yeah, you see
interesting?
it totally different.
I'm gonna tell you. So I'm gonna tell you why though. It took me a long time to figure this out. All the white guys were saying there's always a black guy with a white woman. All I see is black women with white guys. Every TV show, every place, and I started
What you're
realizing.
looking for.
Then something hit me. I said, wait a minute. When they do commercials, they do them regional. I said, oh, so when they're in white areas, they want to tick the white guys off because the men are the aggressive ones to make racial hatred. So they show you us with y'all. I don't see those commercials. I'm in the inner city black area, and all I see is white men with our women. So that makes me hostile because I'm a man. I said, I see what they're doing.
That's insane.
And look, let's be real.
So you can see that this is a coordinated effort, clearly, in regards to playing off racial tensions in America. Here is the new Dunkin Donuts commercial, which features a white man and makes reference again to genetics here. And so you see this, oh boy, libs are about to lose their minds again. Dunkin Donuts just dropped a new ad with Gavin. I don't even know who this guy is. Casalegno? No idea who this guy is. Whatever you do not share it because you'll trigger a full-blown liberal meltdown. Okay, why is liberals upset with this? Because, again, he references his white genetics, just like the Sydney Sweeney ad.
Look, I didn't ask to be the king of summer. It just kind of happened. This tan? Genetics. I just got my color analysis back. Guess what? Golden summer. Literally. I can't help it. Every time I drink a Dunkin' Golden Hour refresher, it's like the sun just finds me. So if sipping these refreshers makes me the king of summer, guilty as charged.
Okay, so you see kind of a corny ad, but again, reference to his genetics has caused, like, again, people responding to this as, oh, this is another Nazi dog whistle. This is another, thread of the eugenics narrative of white supremacy. And it's like, what? Oh my God, he has a Hitler mustache. Oh, yeah.